Hi everyone, my name is Chou Thao and I am working with Gisala for this research. For our cybersecurity research, we will be giving a presentation about the Colonial Pipeline hack that occurred in 2021. The first couple of slides will be an overview of what happened and then diving into which network OSI layer got compromised. Then the last couple of slides will be dissecting the MITRE techniques. So let's get right into it. So what is the Colonial Pipeline? It is one of the largest oil pipeline. It starts in Louisiana and then ends in New Jersey. So it expands about 5,500 miles long. It began in 1962, transporting oil from Gulf Coast to East Coast. It mainly supplies oil for half of the East Coast, as you can see on the map here. It transports a variety of oil, such as gasoline, jet fuel, and home heating oil. So how did they get compromised? So it got compromised due to a leaked password on a dark web, which involved a legacy or outdated VPN and a lack of multi-factor authentication. The hackers demanded a ransom of 75 Bitcoin, which is worth about $4.4 million. So then, which network layer got compromised? With this attack, layer 3 network got compromised. So this layer decides where data will move. So similar to the picture, we will break down what happens when a VPN is used in the next slides. So say for example, you're trying to download a VPN and you're trying to connect to the VPN and you want to go on YouTube or a website. So then the VPN uses IPsec, which is a network protocol that will allow and encrypt data between devices on a network. Once the data reaches the VPN server, it decrypts and the server connects to whatever website you are trying to reach. So similar to the last slide, the website then sends what the user requested back to the server, where it is encrypted and sent back. So for example, in the picture, a user is trying to send a text, so it has to encrypt the data into code, so which is like the encrypted text here, and then it decode once it reaches the destination in order for the text to be read. So then the server then decodes whatever website is requested, and then the website appears onto your device.
Hello everyone, my name is Gisala. I will be continuing the presentation by breaking down the progression of the Colonial Cyberattack using the MITRE attack framework analysis technique. We will start with the reconnaissance phase. Very little information is provided from the news, and this is just an example of possible actions taken by the DarkSide hacking group to gather information. They could have looked at the Colonial Pipeline's publicly available information to see who holds what information. Once they knew who to target, then they could have gathered as much information about that person through social media and frequented websites. They could also have looked to see what leaked information is available about those sites that that person frequented. Very little is known as to how the DarkSide hacking group acquired the user's credentials. What is known is that the password used on a compromised website was also used on the legacy VPN. As to the username, it may also have been reused and gathered from another compromised website, or it also could have been purchased from the dark web. According to the news, on May 6, 2021, the DarkSide group gained access to the internal network through a legacy VPN using a user's stolen username and password. Once inside the internal network, the defenses could have been evaded using the stolen credentials. It is possible that the credentials compromised by the hackers had the privilege to specific systems or access to restricted areas of the network. The hackers could have used the built-in application to collect information. For example, they could have used the PowerShell to create a script to automate SQL dumper.exe to get data from the SQL server. Once the data have been collected, the hackers could have then automate the exfiltration to speed up the process. They also could have used rclone, which is an open source application to transfer data to a cloud account controlled by the group. What were the impacts to Colonial Pipeline? First, the system was encrypted through the deployment of ransomware. There was also financial theft. The DarkSide hacking group demanded 75 Bitcoin, or about 4.4 million, for the release of the decryption key. This also caused the loss of productivity and revenue. The operations side of the network had to be shut down to prevent the spread of ransomware. This prevented the transport of about 2.5 million barrels of oil. There was also loss of availability. The cyberattack caused the pipeline to shut down from May 7th to May 12th. When the Colonial Pipeline learned of the network breach, the security firm Mandiant was called in to respond to the attack. Multiple government agencies were also notified of the incidents. For example, the FBI, CISA, Department of Energy, and Homeland Security. The typical response would normally be not to pay the ransom and restore the systems from the backup. However, Colonial Pipeline paid the ransom demand within hours after the attack due to the immense pressure faced to get the gasoline and jet fuel flowing again to the major cities of the eastern seaboard. After 6 days, the pipeline restarted operations again. About a month after the initial breach, the Department of Justice was able to recover about 63.7 Bitcoin paid to the hacking group. What are the lessons learned from this cyber attack? 1. The importance of system monitoring. Some reports indicate that the initial breach may have been as early as April 29th, over 1 week before. If this is true, this follows a normal pattern used by threat actors. Conduct stealth reconnaissance, gain access to a system, steal data, and release ransomware. As security information and event management, SIM, coupled with advanced threat intelligence, detection, and monitoring would help defenders recognize anomalous activities that could be the initial stages of an attack. Number 2, the importance of IT governance. The hackers gained access to the Colonial Pipeline network through a legacy VPN with stolen credentials. Decommissioning and shutting down access points and obsolete equipment and networks would have reduced the organization's threat surface and risk of data breach. Also, implementing MFA should be a necessity for secure remote access. Number 3, OT and IT network convergence creates additional risk. The energy sector has significant dependence on both operational technology, OT, and information technology, IT. Cyber risk grows as the interdependence between both networks grows. Colonial's decision to shut down its pipeline systems stem from the fear of not knowing how the attack on the IT side would affect the OT side of the network. Maintaining a segregation between the two networks, except where it is essential and tightly controlled and monitored, can help contain risk. Security and audit should also be built into the infrastructure, as it will create better visibility and understanding of the implication of an attack. Number 4. Successful breaches carry a variety of costs. The $4.4 million paid to the DarkSide hacking group for the decryption key. The tens of millions of dollars to fully repair the damage and restore all of its business systems. Reputational cost is incalculable. Also, the legal issues stemming from the incident. A class action lawsuit claiming millions in damages. In conclusion, the Colonial Pipeline cyberattack stands as a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities inherent in critical infrastructure and the ever-growing sophistication of cyber threats. The incident prompted heightened awareness not only within the energy sector, but across industries, governments, and regulatory bodies. As cybersecurity becomes an increasing paramount concern, the lessons drawn from the Colonial Pipeline attack serves as a catalyst for evolving regulatory framework, enhanced collaboration between public and private entities, and a renewed commitment to fortifying defenses against cyber threats. The incident underscores the imperative of ongoing vigilance, adaptive cybersecurity measures, and a collective effort to safeguard critical systems that underpin the stability and security of nations in an interconnected digital age. That is all for our presentation. Thank you very much, and you guys have a great day. Bye.